Okay, welcome here, everyone. It's Brian Mahachik and Everett Dirksen. It's July 30th today, a sunny Thursday in southern Alberta, and we have an update on the subsidy and the CEWS program that we want to give you. A few quick minutes. We've got 10 items we're going to go over that are different in this new program, 10 items that you're going to want to know as a business owner. So we'll get to them right away. So just as a recap, CEWS is the centerpiece of Canada's COVID-19 response plan. So this is the thing to get businesses running and back up again. And there was a new law passed just a few days ago, Brian, July 27th, that we're going to talk about. And that's why we're talking today. So 10 items. We don't have a lot of time, so we're going to go after them. And then people can reach out to us later to get some answers and to figure out how they need to go after this. So let's start. Why does this matter? What's different? Brian, number one, what is it?
Well, yeah, so you mentioned on July 27th, the legislation was passed into law. Yep. And really, we call it the CEWS V2 or version 2. And what it does is it extends the program effectively to November 21st, 2020, with a possible potential extension for another month to take us effectively right to the end of the year. So that's really, the big thing that happened on July 27th.
Okay, so number one, extended to 9 claim periods, potentially 10.
Correct.
Okay, number two.
Yeah, so the CEWS V2 keeps the subsidy calculation intact if you haven't claimed already. So claim periods 1 to 4, it's still the same program, but it introduces a new calculation method for claim periods 5 and onward. So there's different ways that you calculate the subsidy effectively that are entirely different than the first 4 claim periods.
Okay, so 1 to 4, one set of rules. 5 on, maybe a different set of rules.
And 5 and 6, you actually need to look at both sets of rules and figure out which one's the best. So part of the complexity that comes in this when you start getting into the details.
Okay, awesome. Number 3.
Yeah, so the CEWS V2, so claim periods 5 and onward, that revenue threshold that you needed to meet, the decline, 30% for claim periods 2, 3, and 4, 15% for claim periods 1, that is gone now. So any revenue decline, in theory, claim periods 5 and onward, can get you into some level of subsidy.
Okay, so potentially opening up to more businesses by a lower revenue threshold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or decline threshold.
Exactly. You have any level of revenue decline in periods 5 and onward. Yeah. Potentially eligible for some level of subsidy. So yes, many more businesses can get into this now.
Okay, awesome. Number 4.
So there's 2 types of subsidies, effectively, or two. We call it the first one is the base subsidy. So that is for any level of revenue decline from 0 to 50%. Okay. Again, there's the calculations in behind the scenes as to what level of subsidy you're available. If you have a revenue decline over 50%, there's what is now called a top-up subsidy. So we kind of got two calculations that we need to be thinking about when we're figuring out how much subsidy we're eligible for. That wasn't the case in the previous version 1 of the program.
Yeah. So one calculation if you're really hosed, a separate calculation if you're only just a little bit down.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, number 5.
Yeah, so I spoke to it, I guess, a little bit earlier. I mentioned it, but there's what is known as the safe harbor rule. So it's a bit of a transitionary period. Claim periods 5 and 6, you're going to look at both the calculation for the original program or the CEWS V1. You're going to also look at the new calculations for CEWS V2, and you're going to get the bigger of the two in claim periods 5 and 6. So that is something. Now you're calculating both methods. Yeah. For those 2 periods to figure out what is the best for me.
Right. So more difficult to pick out which options to use.
Yeah, there's just more into it. There's more analysis, more calculations. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Safe harbor. Number 6.
So the base subsidies are going to be gradually businesses throughout the remainder of 2020, but they want to wind this program down eventually. So they're going to phase out that base subsidy. So right now, the maximum base subsidy in claim period 5 is 60%. That's going to drop down to 20% effectively by claim periods 9. So it's a gradual phase out of that.
Every month we see a decline or a drop in that base.
Yeah, the first 2 months, after the first 2 months, 5 and 6, claim periods 5 and 6 will be the 60%, and then it'll slowly slide away.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Awesome. It changes every month.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
More 7. Calculations, right?
That's right.
The original CEWS program, CEWS V1, had a deadline to file your claims of September 30th. So you could file all 6 periods by September 30th. We've now extended that claim application period out to January 31 of 2021. So we've got a much longer period to claim or to apply for this new program, which is going to include all periods, not just 5 through 10 potentially, the whole spread of the claim.
So potentially my first claim period, which ended in April, I don't have to file till January, or I can wait that long to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Do I want to? Probably not.
There's more. Probably not. There's more. Yeah, that's a function of a lot of things, my cash flow in my business, that type of thing. But yes, you could in theory.
Okay. Awesome. Extension to the deadlines. All right. Number 8.
In the original CEWS versions 1 to 4 or claim periods 1 to 4, there was a requirement that employees needed to work 14 consecutive days in the claim period.
Yeah.
They've removed that restriction, if you will, from claim periods 5 through 10 potentially. So we don't need to have an employee working at least 14 consecutive days in a claim period to get at the subsidy.
So maybe I get my new employees into that.
Yeah, like a new employee that you hired 4 days before the claim period end could potentially get this. Well, could get the subsidy now, whereas in claim periods 1 through 4, they weren't available because they hadn't worked the 14 consecutive days.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Expanded to more people, more employees, and new employees. Okay. Number 9.
There's changes. So if you recall, I mean, again, more of the complexity. There was elections we could file to compare our revenue declines from year to year, say June 2020 to June 2019, or I could elect to say, oh, I don't want to do year to year. I want to go June 2020 to January, an average of January and February 2020, and I have to elect to do that. Now, with CEWS V2, the government is allowing us to effectively reset that election if we wanted to, because initially you had to, if you elected, you had to maintain that election or that method throughout the program. In claim period 5, we can effectively reset if we wanted to and change back to say a year to year if we had used that January to February average. So that is another little tidbit, I guess. Again, more calculation, more analysis to see if that actually is going to work for me or not.
Exactly. Right. Okay. So number 9 is I can reset and treat 2 different periods differently if I need to or want to. Okay. Last one, number 10.
And the last one's kind of just a general comment to say there's many more numerous intricate technical changes that have been made here that are outside of the scope of what we're trying to do here in this little 10-minute video.
Right.
And all I want to say there is that, again, it's a super, at the high level, it's a subsidy. I have a revenue decline. I have eligible employees. I can potentially get some subsidy. That's pretty simple when I think about it. But when you dig into this, there's lots of technical nuances and whatnot that really business owners need to be aware of, because they're attesting to these claims.
Right.
And we're pretty sure that many businesses are going to get looked at down the road at some point with regards to their claims. So you want to be aware of all these technical nuances, and it's a lot of reading into these rules, if you will.
Well, I'm glad you've been doing that reading, Brian. So
I don't think a lot of business owners probably want to pull the tax legislation out to know the details. That's what they want. They rely on advisors like us for. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so to summarize, we had 10 things that are different here that we've talked about just now. If I'm a business owner, I'm hearing you say this, and I'm looking at it saying, boy, that I'm uncertain about all 10 of those, Brian. And I know I need help, and I just haven't looked after it yet. I've just been waiting on it. I've been sitting on my hands a little bit. We want businesses to be able to get access to this money, right? We've helped some of them already do that. And that's important to us, that it helps them keep their business going. What are you doing with your clients right now that you can do with anybody who's watching this video?
Yeah. So So what we're telling all clients is to, pick up the phone, give us a call, or potentially anybody,
Yeah.
give us a call. We have a 15-minute free consultation that I walk through. I got a series of questions that I just look at to, at a high level, determine, will this business qualify? What is the potential cost benefit here? I mean, if I got one employee and a small amount of wages, there's obviously a much less of a subsidy available as opposed to somebody with 15, 20 employees.
Yeah.
So we have a series of questions in this 15-minute consultation that we just walk through, and we go, hey, does this make sense to pursue further? Or yeah, you could get some, but it's a smaller amount. So and then we go take it from there. We walk through. We got a program in place where we help with the monthly analysis that's required, as well as the application and the filing.
Okay, no, that's good. I like the confidence that that you can help in whatever business they're in and help them walk through this process. I think that's a lot of peace of mind that comes out of that. So we're going to wrap it up with that. We've had 10 things that are different in the new CEWS program. Thanks, Bryan. Appreciate you being here and your expertise in this area. I'm Everett Dirksen, and we hope you'll contact us soon so we can help your business get access to these tools and get access to the funds that you need. Help you be a better business, help you succeed this year in light of all the fun things that are going on. So thanks, Bryan.
Yeah,
and yep, we'll see you again soon. Thanks all. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.